Alright, let's jump right into this one. We're 2v2 on Alliance of Defiance here, with double Soviets in the south, with guard motor coordination, Soviet shock army, and armoured assault tactics, and with him we have Soviet combined arms, shock rifle front lines, and guard motor. So we haven't got particularly ideal commanders. I think they're the same but in different orders actually. No ISU 152, so it's not going to be GG as soon as it's hit 14 CPs. And in the north, Oster with elite troops, first stung support, and Jaeger armor, and the OKW straight away looking into special operations doctrine. So does have option for the elephant if the allied tanks prove to be too much, but we haven't got any long range powerhouses. We've got an IS-2, which could be quite opposition on the flanks, and we've got obviously the 85 variants, which is just slightly better T-34s. First little skirmish here, pushing right up with the Stern Pioneers. So going deep right onto the cutoff. Not cutting off much at the moment, but just guaranteeing that this is not going to be a secured territory. Oh, coming forward a little bit too far there. Going to get a little burst from the base. Lucky to not go down. And we've got a machine gun locking off the city. So this is good. Allies forced into the middle section here. And then quick range on the machine gun. And he's crawled out of the capture circle there. Oh, he's crawling back into the capture circle. I mean, there's early games, you don't have to worry about VPs just yet. In fact, allies are technically ahead there because of the middle VP's been capped since the start of the game. So Sternpine is sent home, but quite a lot of bleed. Yeah, and a lot of low health squads. So he's going to be forcing those medics to come out quicker. I was going to guarantee even more bleed. This machine gun out of position here, a bit flanked. It's always a good thing when your machine gun is your most far forward unit. We've got a Molotov's tech to clear out these buildings. But on the very corner of the building there, so the machine gun itself is not going to take much damage. I think the machine gun and the crew set over this side, so the models aren't taking much damage, but the force away nonetheless. A bit of a skirmish here. Cap him with the fuel. And a flank on the machine gun. So that forward machine gun's being sent back. But it did get suppression down on the opposition's machine gun before long. So we've got a double machine gun build from the Oster. And first stung support locked in. So possibly thinking that this is going to go into an artillery fest. But maybe not. Maybe just trying to eliminate the option of a late game Katyusha perhaps. But no cap on the munitions point for the Allies, so it's not like they're going to be throwing too many of those Molotovs. But the only off-map we have really is the incendiary artillery barrage here, and that's not for a long time. And nothing much for with this much aggression, there's no position to really build mines at the moment, so I don't think they're going to be spending their munitions for quite a while of time. Obviously, could get flamers. Flamers is quite a good option for the for either side of this map actually, because these buildings can be quite a hassle. Two low health squads fighting each other there. Suppression both ways, but the Grenadiers get out. I know, something we've seen a lot of in this competition is the standoff between two machine guns, just out of range of one another. I think the Maxim wins that long range, but we've got a flank from a flamer. Is it going to no full retreat there? One model, I think you could have just left that, to be honest. I think the gun crew could have killed that. But is there no healing for the austere? But we've got a quite a tight bunker there. Not much room to move around. So these medics are going to be bumping on each other quite a bit. I don't like that too much. Same with building your tech structures further out from base. It's a good idea to put the truck down so that you walk past it, because obviously the medics are in a range around the trucks. And you always retreat to the base structure. We've got another truck out though. Not quite the munitions for Panzer authorization just yet, so maybe we're going to see some fast obers. So this cutoff is stopping the Allied fuel, but they do have this side captain locked down. No machine gun in the building, so he's got slightly more of a an angled approach, but he's been flanked. Are we going to see a rear range? Not yet, he hasn't spotted it. There we go. So yeah, you don't want to hop into the building in front of two late game Volksgrenadiers. And we've got I don't know what this manoeuvre is, but it seems to be working out for him. He's brought in some more squads now, and he's going to retreat back behind heavy cover. Yeah, thinking about it, there you go. Grenades out, oh, infiltration grenades. And Molotov onto the building, so that little manoeuvre worked out for him. Shock troops versus Panzer Grenadiers, but there's suppressions coming in. Otherwise, I think the Panzer Grenadiers might have won that level of health for the shock troops. Depends whether or not that... Oh, mortar shell, yeah, this is a very low health shock squad. We got medics teched for one side, so I mean, cap and send it home. I think guards pushing on the mortar half track. Are they upgraded with the DP straight away? Ooh. It's thought about the infiltration grenades, but I had to cancel it, and that is quite an aggressive Schwer there. Normally on this map you see it over this side, so it still protects the cutoff, but it's not directly in the line. Or maybe I've seen it in base quite a bit. But we got Shrek's tech. You know, oof, squad wipe there. And machine gun goes down to the shock troops. But he's going to try for the steal right in front of all that DPS, so that's bold. And Chochu's doing work, look at that. We've got some shared healing going on, I like that. And we got plenty of fuel, just waiting for manpower, I guess. But he's got an awful lot of bleed. Buy another set of shock troops. I think he should have got his tech down first before doing that, because the shock troops haven't got much to go up against in the moment. Oh, pulling back with the machine gun, get a better line of sight. But yeah, he knows that there's nothing on their side. If he's keeping track, he's up against a machine gun and one Panzergrenade, because you can pretty much discount a Shrek'd up squad, because there's only 2 guns firing at you. You drop 2 models, that's a useless squad. There's a whole force of Axis troops there.
Manufacturing capability has been increased.
Yeah, focus down the 3-man squad. There you go. And now that machine gun is the only thing. Oh, 2 shock troops there. 1 pops smoke, 1 pops a grenade on the building. That's a low health machine gun. You can pretty much dance around that building until you decrew it, because there's nothing else. There's Pioneers building a fuel cache. I think that's bold, presuming that they're not going to push forward there, because at the moment he's got nothing. We've got a rebuild on a Grenadier. Let's have a look at the other Axis guide, because, okay, have we... Yeah, we got a loss on a Volks Grenadier. So it's not all plain sailing on that side. But yeah, here it is, the early double obers. Straight away getting the IR STGs and right on away to a P4. So, first armour of the game. 2 guards and a Zis gun on his side. But if he moved over to... you could pretty push this side all the way back to base. There's no AT, I haven't seen any mines go down. I mean, the engineers have just been stood in base there the whole time. Is this gun building now? But look at the fuel float for both the allies. Just far too much bleed, not enough manpower income. I presume they can't get down their tech, but they're building things that... Yeah, you don't want to engage that. That's a... Even if you are a shock troop, you don't want to run headfirst into that. Could even see these conscripts go down here. If you're not, don't know why they're sticking around. That's just far too much. Maybe trying to bait for these, but that's not something you want to stick around. Look how low this fog. Okay, so he's getting healing, but lone obers there. Yeah, 2-man guards, that's just PTSs. And again, charging these shock troops into the wrong part of town. Here comes the P4. And out come the Volks Grenadiers. So, ooh, drop DP. Has he seen that? It's the vetted squad as well, that's a shame. But yeah, thankfully he's up against fully upgraded STGs, so the only one that could really pick up a team weapon is the Volks Grenadier, and that's all the way back at base at the moment. Flares up, and Zis barrage out. Knows where the Zis is now, but he's driving his Panzer IV pretty much straight into its line of sight there, if you just rotated that around. Again, I think that's a case where the crew could actually... That's a level of health that I don't think a flank would be particularly scary. I didn't see how bunched up the gun crew was though. But yeah, that's drop Shrek. Machine guns shutting down these shock troops. You can see some smoke. You picked up the Shrek with the shock troops. That's interesting. And we've got flames dropped. Machine gun's sticking around, taking a lot of damage. But he gets out. And this P4 is shut down, but yeah, he doesn't have any snaring squads, so he's having to do a rebuild on them.
300 points stand between us and defeat.
That's a stolen MG42 there. That was the one that you got out with. And the Maxim goes down in the north. So these Obers,
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
this conscript squad's not going to be having a particularly good retreat path either. There it goes.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
Should have cycled forward towards mid. And this Schwer placement's really locked down mid for the Axis. Oof.
All gun batteries reporting. Reconnaissance by flare now available.
Well, this is what happens when you don't have armor support. Obers can just walk right through you. And we haven't got tech from either side. I don't know what they're waiting for. Especially Dutch here. He hasn't got something like the IS-2 to bank fuel for. If we're looking for a fast IS-2, that's understandable, but he's got no squads now. He just needs to leave his engineers at home until he can build all of the tech he needs, because building another squad of guards is not the way forward, I think. I mean, what can guards do that well, even a T-70 can't, but like a T-34-85 could be out by now. He's at 280 fuel. They playing infantry only or something? They're giving themselves some handicaps because they feel bad for the opposition. And this shock troops, okay, not going to go for the crush, but one Shrek on a shock troop's not going to do much against two P4s. Double Volk shutting down the guards in mid. And these P4s are... This is the only opposition they have, is this one channel. Because this gun's not going to remove. Could just waltz right through here and take that out. We have got AT grenades. And he's rebuilding his engineers. So realised that maybe just leaving them sat in base idle is not the best idea. Grenade out. Maybe expecting them to stop there, but we got some wire going up on the fuel point there. Is this? If they keep a squad there, I think they might be able to overshoot somewhat because the gun's slightly further forward than the indication makes out, so that might quite effectively cover the one approach to that victory point in mid. So that's a bit sneaky there from Cinnamon, shutting that down. Double overs versus unvetted guards here. Vet 2 overs are vicious and they only go further from there. Get into the green cover. Behind the green cover, you could have stuck around for quite a long time there. Infiltration grenades out. You got 4 chances to get a good grenade rather than the 1. But the amount of time that it takes to come out and the range as well. Bundle grenades. And it looks over for the Allies now. We haven't got tier 4 for the for Go there. How much? It's quite a lot of fuel, isn't it? And we got a Command Panther back the other way. So even if the IS-2 doesn't come out, it's been countered immediately. Because there's a lot of anti-tank capabilities for both sides. 2 P4s, streaked up P-Grans, this gun. I think armor out at this point is far too late. Yeah, look at it. Even with no fuel income for the last however many minutes, that's sad to see. Going for a crush there, but he's spotted.
Enemy down to 100 points.
And there you go, 100 points left on the ticker. So quite a okay. So we got 7-man squads to boost the effectiveness of these 2 conscos here. I don't know how much that's... I think they'll survive a bit more against the P4s, but maybe you could put your fuel into
Have lords the enemy to 75 points.
just hang on, how much manpower is that? Okay, it's only 100.
Enemy rounds. Keep your heads down. Fire and cover.
I think at the moment
Enemy in contact. Unknown force. Panzer engaging.
the battle lines that are drawn are the same ones that was rushed in the early game. Because we saw the Stern Pioneers rush all the way up here. Oh god, just go for the crush. Just go for the crush. Just go for the crush. Just roll around this corner. That's... Take that back to base. Take that back to base. Yeah, you've seen how much AT they've got.
The enemy is attacking our HQ.
Okay, he's retreated back to the side that has snares there.
We must hold the enemy. We are down to our last 25 points.
Bro, there's a base machine gun. You don't need machine guns here. And that's the last cutoff. Look at that. Ouch.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
No income from the allies. And that's game. GG. So again, we're seeing that the whole building tech buildings is the bane of the allies at the moment. Seems that I mean, we didn't see a flak or a 222 or anything like that. We do have tier 2 down, but no pack. We did have a Werfer out. I think that came in at the very last minute. So in terms of teching decisions, I think they relied far too heavily on having enough infantry out that was just running headfirst into machine guns that, you know, they wouldn't be suffering anywhere near as much bleed if they had any armour on both sides, really. The amount of squads that the Axis dropped to, because obviously we've got shocks and guards, and before these Obers came out, they were the top tier infantry on the field, so there's no wonder that until they got their first tanks out that the Axis was so far down in terms of squads, but didn't capitalise on. The Allies just did not capitalise enough. I mean, there was one point where the only squad that Cinnamon here had on the field was this one machine gun in this one building, and that's an entire site blocker all the way around there. You have 2 squads with smoke grenades here, you know, close range power hands. This has 2 machine guns himself. Could have just A-clicked moved onto this building with everything he's got, and that would be bye-bye machine gun, and then that would be this entire side lost. I mean, by then I think the Schwer was going down, so it was only a matter of time before this side was locked off. But a couple of Zis guns from... Well, I mean, this will block a few shots, but this won't, so... You know, it could come through from this angle, come through straight on, come in from the side. That's why I didn't like this. That's why I thought this was aggressive there. Because there's no protective cover from anything, really. But the way the match went, you could have been far more aggressive with it. I mean, what they got? They had guards and Zisses, like, countered by any infantry and a mortar half-track. It's all good. Well, GG on that one. On to game 2. I'm not going to cut it this time. I'm just going to let it roll. Do the old highlight trick to get through. Oh yeah, that's true. I have been requested that I show the after-match stats. I mean, it doesn't really prove much, but there you go.